Good. Let's get right to this video. So here's the deal. The Office of Inspector General, that shadow in the corner making sure the pillow is perfect. The Office of Inspector General does reviews of the Social Security Administration and the, let's just call it the policies that they have in place. Shadow is really scratching that pillow. He wants it to be perfect when he lays down. Now, with that said, the Management Advisory Report goes over the controls over employee premium pay of Social Security employees. So what this video is going to be about is, did the SSA follow what they were supposed to be doing with employee premium pay? Damn, Shadow, you good? You okay? All right, let's get right to it. Here we go. Memorandum. This is straight from the Office of Inspector General. Let's get right to it. All right. From Michelle L. Anderson, Assistant Inspector General for Audit as Acting Inspector General. Subject: controls over employees' premium pay. The attached final report presents the results of the Office of Audit's review. The objectives were to determine whether, for a select group of employees, the Social Security Administration, 1, complied with its policies and procedures over employees' premium pay hours, and 2, paid employees the proper premium pay amounts. This report does not include formal recommendations for corrective action, but it does address risk related to premium pay we believe warrants the agency's attention. If you wish to discuss the final report, please contact Jeffrey T. Brown, Deputy Assistant Inspector General for Audit. Now, important sentence in this, just to keep in mind, this report does not include formal recommendations for corrective action. So they're saying, hey, there's a problem here, but we're not going to tell you what you should do to fix it. Let's get into it. All right. The results. Results for the employees we reviewed. SSA did not consistently comply with its policies and procedures over the approval of premium pay as stated in the PPM. However, they consistently paid those employees the correct premium pay amounts. Advanced overtime approval. The SSA paid 23% of the 125 employees we reviewed for 1,227 overtime hours that supervisors did not approve in advance and in writing using the timekeeping system. The SSA asserted timesheet approvals in the timekeeping system, satisfying the approval requirement, but these approvals were made after most employees had performed the overtime work. To be fair, like, you're never going to know how many employees you need to work overtime. You're not going to be perfect with that. Sometimes you're going to have to work overtime before you approve it. You know, getting a rubber stamp on everything is just it's never going to happen. There's no magical world where it happens, and all of them are unicorns, requesting ahead of time, getting stamps ahead of time. Maximum overtime amount. SSA's PPM states that employees should work no more than 18 hours of overtime a week. The PPM further states the amount should be less than 18 hours, although presented a policy under the heading maximum overtime amount. SSA informed us it is only guidance, not a strict limit. Okay. SSA does not have policy that defines what should be done when an employee works more than 18 hours of overtime in 1 week. We found SSA paid 3,532 employees for more than 18 hours of overtime in at least 1 week from 2017 through 2022. The SSA paid 21 of these employees for over 1,125 overtime hours in 1 year. For example, this resulted in one employee increasing a base salary of $88,303, which is more than I make on my actual salary, by earning an additional $94,907 in overtime in 2019. That, just real quick, by earning an additional $94,907 in overtime in 2019. Now, to be fair, to be very clear, some employees, you need them. They do magic. They do a lot of stuff. You got to have them. You got to pay them more. It just is the way it is. Some employees, you can't fire them fast enough. So, this is part of the whole premium pay, non-premium pay, get them to come in, at least do some work. Back in the day, not a politically correct thing to say, but they used to say, you had dogs, you had horses, and you had lions, right? And you do something terrible with the first one because they wouldn't do any work. You would ride the horses because you would just get them to do the regular amount of work, and you would feed the lions because, of course, the lions would just keep working, and accomplishing things at a faster rate. Now, earning premium pay and using paid leave in the same day or week. SSA has no policy regarding employees' use of paid leave on days when they work overtime. We found 761 instances where the SSA paid 18 of the 21 employees for overtime on the same days the employee used paid leave, which is a obvious no-no. In 13 instances, SSA paid 4 of these employees for overtime on the same days they used a full 8 hours of paid leave. So the math doesn't add up on that one too well. In response to our draft report, SSA stated its premium pay policy fully aligns with the law and federal regulations. In addition, SSA will take the budgetary concerns raised in the report under advisement. Now, just to kind of keep this understood, let me give you a little background with it. The SSA reported in its fiscal year 2023, and I'm reading straight from the report, agency 2020 financial report that it had approximately 61,000 federal employees. Under certain circumstances, SSA offers employees the opportunity to earn premium pay hours such as overtime. Premium pay is additional compensation provided to employees who work overtime hours. SSA's Personal Policy Manual, PPM, describes how and when employees earn premium pay. We focused our review on 104 randomly sampled employees who were paid for premium pay hours in 2019 and or 2020. In addition, we reviewed the 21 employees who worked the highest number of overtime hours in a single year. I wonder why they picked 21 and not 20. Interesting question there. Due to how we selected employees for our review, we cannot conclude, and the reader should not infer, that our observations are indicative of all SSA employees who were paid overtime during this time period. So then the report continues. It goes on and on and on. Here's what I want you to get from this. You're going to be seeing a lot of weird overtime premium pay hours in the future with the SSA, especially during the COVID period. Because the COVID period, they had to get a lot of people to do a lot of things. In fact, it was Commissioner Saul who got in a bunch of trouble for demanding from the IRS that they open their big old purse and get money out to pay the SSA employees even more money to work more time to figure out how to go ahead and disperse the checks for all of the, well, it's really to collect the list of people for them to disperse the checks for all those COVID, supplemental money checks, the 1,200, yada, yada, so on and so forth. So the point is, premium pay at the SSA is a really interesting topic that's going to develop more into the future, and I want you to understand why. The SSA has some employees that are really spectacular. A lot of them left, and then they've got to hire as many people as they can to try and build up the workforce. Realistically, to do what they're supposed to be doing and have it, be quality, top-notch stuff, you need like 90,000, 95,000 employees. They're anywhere from, we don't even know right now. It could be 45,000, could be 60,000, but they're somewhere up and down in there. They don't have enough employees. So the ones that, really know what they're doing, they're going to pay them a lot more. They're going to really boost them, give them a lot of overtime hours. They're going to let them rake it in because they need them to go ahead and fix the things or do the things that basically the other newer employees that aren't trained are actually doing. This is going to create an offset on budget, but at the same time, some of these people are worth two of the employees of the younger, not trained, don't know what they're doing employees. So as a result, this is going to become more of a hot topic and will probably end up in front of the Senate with some questions from senators and House reps in the future. Now, this video is shorter because I want to get right to the next video, which is where I go live. You guys know what we do. I get the phone, I set up on the little thingy right here, right? And then I go ahead and basically answer questions from people who call in. We're going to go straight to that. Please remember to like. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to go to Google, type in Disability Resolution Law Firm, Disability Resolution Florida. Throw some 5 stars up there or whatever amount of stars you want to. I always love seeing those. And basically, we will catch up in the not too distant future. Give me about 5 minutes, and I will see you at the next video where I go live every Monday or Thursday, or you can always hire me for an hour in the little bio area below where the contract is. I'll catch you at the next video right now. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.